Good afternoon, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Paint Girly. Today I feel like doing some watercolor painting. I am not an expert. I am a beginner, really. So I'm just going to do my thing and see how it turns out. It's just I'm just going to work in one of my art journals. And so we'll just see what happens. Back in 2021, I purchased several calendars. I came across a website, I think it was called just calendar.com. I don't really remember. But I got several calendars at that time. I think that's where this one's from. The artwork is by Susan Wingate, which I think probably some of you are familiar with. And I mostly got it because I liked the images and I wanted to use the images to maybe, spark my interest to draw. So let's see. I mean, it's like a 12 by 12, so it's big. My space just keeps getting smaller because I'm messy. So you've got these. I think these are, I don't know if it tells you on the pages. I think these are like little chickadees. Hey, Debs, how are you? Good morning. Well, it's afternoon for me. Hi, Joyce. Debbie Epps, good afternoon. So I think there's mostly butterflies and birds in here. So I was going to cheat. In fact, I prepared to cheat. And I did what I would have done years ago when I was doing some decorative painting or folk art type painting, where I traced the pattern or the image with some transparent, what do you call it? The tissue transfer. No, it's not coming to me. That tissuey paper. Tracing paper. There it is. Hey, Peggy. Good afternoon. And I was silly. I should have realized that it wouldn't fit on the page I was going to work on, but I didn't until it was too late. So I kind of just hand sketched what I want to work on today. But look at this one. Isn't this beautiful? I have to attempt to do him sometime. Yes, thank you, Debbie. Tracing paper. But I just think these images are beautiful. Eastern bluebirds. These are what I've been attracting in my yard. And they're much prettier than that in person. Hey, Jacqueline. Hi. Okay, honey, she's running errands. Be careful. Look how pretty. These are hydrangeas, of course, but I'm trying to, just as wing steady. Big leaf hydrangea. I'm trying to see if it's got a name of the butterfly, but I'm not seeing it. So what I did was, let me see if I can find, it might be in my book. Look at this guy. I think, too, I got this because Holly Dalton liked dragonflies, and Holly was still with us at this point. And we were going to try to draw some of these. I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason why I got this. I never used it as a calendar. But these would still be really cool pages to make something with, wouldn't they? Like Kathy Cow does a what does she call it? Like a sample journal where she puts samples of things she's made and created, and she uses a calendar to build it. This would be a nice one to use for that. And we've got our golden finch. Hey, Ange. Thanks for coming in. Ladies, it's nice to see you all. This is the one I'm going to try to do today. Now, mine's really not going to look like this. But even if I get close, so I had to hand draw this. because I wanted to make it smaller. It says Luna. I'm assuming that's the name of the butterfly. Luna moth. Oh, I was calling it a butterfly. The Luna moth. So his tails were too long to put it on the page I want to put it on. So I drew it myself. Now, I did that ahead of time because I struggle. I don't know what these little guys are. Let's see. Oh, towhee. These are rufous-sided towhees. A red wing chirper. Hey, Chris. Hi. Nice to see you. So like this is, this looks like watercolor to me. I don't really know Susan Wingate and her work. A lark sparrow. But maybe she's a watercolor artist. I don't really know. But I'm going to try that. Oh, and here we got a cardinal. Guess that's the last one. Yeah, so let me get back to my moth. See if I can figure out. Oops, just popped the page out. September. So I'm going to prop this somewhere, hopefully, where I can kind of keep an eye on it. It's not going to... All right, so I want to work in here. I pulled out my... Thanks, Chris. I do feel better. I'm still not back to normal. I don't know. I just can't... I think I still have, like, fluid in my ears, but, it's all right. And I feel like I still sound like a man, but I'm definitely a lot better. So this is the Art Nouveau Tansy Gamby. Everything's out of my head this morning. I don't know why. I mean, I don't feel Gansy Tamby, the Cortaki watercolor paints, and this is the Art Nouveau color set. So I think these are lighter colors than my other sets. So I'm thinking this might work a little better for me because I want to try to get that light yellowy, greenish blue color on the moth. So to do that, with these sets, it just comes like this, and your pans are in here. There's nowhere to like really mix anything. So I have this. So I'm just going to take out the pans that I think I might use. At least I'm going to try to do that. Let's get something pokey pointy here. These should pop out. So I don't know what ones I'm going to really use. So, but I'm thinking I might use those. And I'll use maybe that light color. I did pull out my set that I got that Janet Nash gifted me. They're metallic, so I might try to put some of that on my butterfly. And I figured I could mix over here. So I've got two separate things of water. I can always grab these if I feel like I need another color. But I'm limited on space here, like I said. And this book I'm using is a 9x12, so it's pretty big. This one doesn't have any black in it. I did spritz them a little bit, so I'm thinking I can maybe use this over here. So you're not really going to see too much. Try to keep that there where maybe you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. Because see, I still got to open this up. So this is what I did earlier. Silly me. Got my tracing paper and just put it down on that calendar and traced all the important lines that I needed to be able to see to do the project. And of course, I wanted to put it this way, but when I did, the moth took up my whole space and is dangly His dangly parts were off the page. So I recreated a smaller version. It's not that great, but I'm just going to go with it. I was going to switch and do something else, and I thought, you know what, this is what I feel like doing, so I'm just going to do it. It turns out how it turns out, and there you have it. So I'll scoot that guy back. Now I've got to put on my not close up readers to try to see what I'm doing here. So now this is a Ranger, I think, Delusion. Yeah, Ranger art journal. Thanks, Debs. And the pages are not watercolor paper, so there's that. I did put some painter's tape on the edge because I was thinking I might like to keep a little border going. Clear there, might look nice. And see, it's still got some scrubby lines here from my trying to sketch this on. I just used pencil. Not sure what that's going to look like once I put the watercolor on it. But I'm mostly going to, I didn't pull out any like brown either. We'll just see. Like I said, mine's not going to be the same, but hopefully it'll be somewhat similar. So I'm going to put a light wash of a lighter yellow. I'm going to water those down. Then let that dry, and then I'm going to come in with some blue-green. And then I'll probably have to get out a different pan of, or some watercolor paints for a darker color to do this dark brown, real mothy looking color. And maybe some white. But I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go for it and see how. I haven't done anything with watercolor in a while. I was watching somebody, and she was using a grabby watercolor brush. I think it was like a size 12. And it had a really beautiful point on it, but I couldn't find one that wasn't in a kit. So I bought some new watercolor brushes. They're not grabby. They're called Transin. I don't know. But I was just fussing around with them before you guys arrived. That one's got a wild hair. But they have a pretty nice point on them. So I'm hoping they'll work out okay for me. But a lot of this is just I'm going to be base coating it in. And then we'll see about a background. Not sure how far I get or how frustrated I might cause myself to be today. So I guess first things first, I did spritz these with some water in my little water jug thing. Let's spritz them again. And then let me just see what I have handy here. I'm just really not. I've got a lot of these little tiny, Jane Davenport ones. I've got brown in it, so I might keep that out. They're all wild and crazy colors. I'm looking for, this. I think pretty sure this might be black. I'll test that. So I'm going to pull those two Janes out and just see. Okay, so, I wanted a white. I didn't pull the white out. All right, so I'm just going to pick a brush, something not too terribly large because it's not that big. Like I said, the book itself is 9 by 12. I think in here it was just not quite 10 inches. I didn't measure this way, but it's not super huge. I have paper towel here, and I have 2 jars of water. This is a little greener than maybe I want. This is really a mustardy. And maybe I'll knock that back a little bit with this cream. I never did anything with studying like the color wheel or colors or even how to blend colors. I probably could use a lot more water. I'm going to get just a little tag. Well, that might do. Probably could still be a little lighter because I'm assuming, excuse me, as the watercolor dries, it's going to get, it'll dry maybe darker. I mean, I think that's how it is with other paints. So I'm going to just spritz a little more water in here. I can always add more color, right? Now I'm using a smaller brush. Probably I should use something bigger, but I'm using smaller because I just feel more comfortable with it in this space. And I'm just going to block this in, really, right over top of my pencil lines. And I can see that that's really not the color I want. Okay, Ange. Now this is really weird because this paper is real slick. It doesn't have any grab to it. It's just like a cardstock kind of a feel to it, to me. So this guy's going to really look like a moth, I think, because he's already a darker, doesn't have that bright yellow look to him. Not that the other one was super bright, but so if anybody wants to play along and you have a watercolor tablet handy or a workbook that you... Oh, thanks, Debbie. Debbie says a size 6 or 10 round are a great size. A 4 round for smaller details usually. I haven't really painted much of anything in a long time. I used to do, like if anybody's familiar with Maxine Thomas, she did primitive painting. I took a class from her once. Priscilla Hauser, that kind of painting. And I like to fuss around sometimes with one-stroke painting, Donna Dewberry. I get a kick out of doing all that stuff. I just don't do a lot of it anymore. I'm so mostly focused on making journals because I just enjoy that so much. Or he's got these almost like little bat wings in here. I'm going to make those more green, I think. Some of that yellow. But they're a little deeper. This one I have really big, so I'm going to try to make that a little smaller. Just block that in. But I want a little bit of a different contrast, from what is in the wings. I'm trying to think if I have a color that's more tan, that's like the body. Oh, there's one. There's one of my Jane Davenport colors. It doesn't seem to accept the water. I forget which one that is. It might be the one I want to use. The thing I don't like about Jane's is once you open them up, if you're not conscientious and keep the papers with it, you don't know what kit it is. You don't know what colors you have. So I have all my papers. I just don't have them with the tins. I'd have to go online and compare. So this is the gold box. That's the only thing I can tell you. This is the gold box. And I'm making more of a tan color to just kind of base coat in on the body. Now, of course, from what I said earlier, my background, if you will, I just, have taught myself, right? Practice and fiddled around with things myself. I haven't taken any lessons, so to speak. And so it's really kind of just hit or miss for me. But my experience has been mostly, oh, you know what? I want to try this first. Has been mostly acrylic. Well, acrylic's a much different animal than watercolor. So I'm very heavy-handed when it comes to watercolor. Just going to dry this up a little bit. Now, ideally, you would do this on watercolor paper, but I wasn't going to hang it anywhere. I just wanted it in my art book. So I just decided to do it in here. Um, so it's a little warped. I'm wondering if I should try to erase this part before I put water on top. Let me put that lighter color up in there. Okay, I should probably wait and do the dark later. All right, so now I want to bring in maybe some bluish green on the top part. Just bring that in and bring it down over top of this yellow. Now, because I dried it, I'm assuming it's not gonna, mix real. Ooh, that looks cool. So I'm just putting this like light teal blue in that yellowy color I made before. I almost kind of wish this was a square brush, but we're just going to live with this brush. So, kind of starts, I'm going to grab a little. I always feel like my brush has a drippy nose. So I want to start up in here and just layer on top some of that. Of course, it's not going to move or anything because it's not watercolor paper. Can you guys see the difference? I can see a little difference. And it goes right over this way. Kind of just comes down a little bit. Hey, Gail. Good afternoon. How you doing? I'm going right over that spot. I'm trying to go easy on myself because it's all nature, right? Everybody's different. Everything looks different. Probably no two butterflies are the same. So, all right, I'm going to try this. Now that dark brown across the top of, he's not a butterfly, he's a moth. I keep saying butterfly, he's a moth. And that dark part just goes right across, but kind of acts as his shoulders here. And it separates like his head from his torso. So I'm going to take this creamy color and some of that brownish tan color and make an undercoat type color. Because it's spotty. It doesn't look solid, it looks spotty. I should have probably put some in this, like in the little well. And I'm just gonna base coat this in. Now I think it would be fun to do this and use color pencils too. But I don't know, just had it in my mind. I felt like painting today. Now, the line on the real butterfly is not that smooth. It's jaggedy. So if I were by myself, I probably would flip this upside down. I'm going to see if I can do this right side up. So it's a little lighter in here. I'm trying to leave a little spot. And this is all jaggedy. This is still not real very dark. I think that's a better color. Hmm. And then he's got a lot of dark under here, under that part of his body to here. This tip of the brush is acting very nicely for me. It's doing a really nice little line. And his head's really dark. Well, his eyes are really dark, I should say. Of course, I can come back with a pencil. Um, Not a pencil, a Sharpie marker. No, Sharpie pen. And add detail like these lines. You know, if you didn't want to use a brush. I'm going to go to good contrast, trying to get a good contrast here. Just really kind of tapping the paper. I do have a watercolor book that I fiddle around in, like to paint in, but it's really small. But maybe I should invest in something a little bigger. Where I can keep what I work on in the book when I want to do stuff like this and leave this book for, dry media. All right, let's see if I can adjust this a little bit. Trying to make a jagged bottom here. Now we know Debbie Epps paints and uses all kinds of medium. And I know Candy does. Does anybody else like to paint? Mess around with any of the watercolor stuff or acrylic? I think maybe Devin does a little bit. Go over the top of this a little. Joyce says, I can't get used to the mail running on Sunday. I see though, my husband always reminds me, it's just packages. Like, oh, yeah, right, packages. Let's see, he's got a couple little hairy lines here. He's got a couple little hairy lines here. And his eyes are really big bug eyes. And this part of him is very dark brown, these little tendrils. So let me put those in. I think his body should come out a little bit more here. So I'm going to give him a little more of a shape here. Fatten him up a little bit. Oh, what is it a picture of, Peggy? Peggy says her son gave her a paint by number set using acrylic paints. Ooh, that sounds fun. Cool. All right, so now the inside of the little dots that are on the moth, Kind of looks like they're a little yellow in the background, and then maybe some peach and some brown, and then a darker pigment around them. So I'm going to see what this Jane Davenport color looks like here. Straight out the box. No mixing. Now I'm hoping I can put my hands on well, two things. White watercolor, and also a Sharpie pen. Oh, there's a white, but boy, I have abused that baby. Let me get my, I'm going to use a little Q-tip and clean this up so I can get down to the white. Get down to the white of the matter. Yeah, my husband would say I get a package every day too, but it's not true. I'm about every other. But I don't like going to the stores anymore. We have one car, which makes it difficult. And it's just so very convenient. It's so very convenient. You know, growing up, when I even as a young woman living at home with my parents, it was like, you want to go to the mall? Or my sisters, you want to go to the mall? You know, half the time we wouldn't even buy anything. It'd just be, we'd go over and get a Coke or something. All right, these little things he's got off the top of his head almost look like little, oh, maybe they are leaves. Maybe they're leaves from the tree, but I put them on his head because they're like smashed straight up on his head. That could be, I didn't look at it properly. And then let's grab a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Fill in his little noodle. Now, the one thing I think, if I'm correct, and it may not be in all cases, but to me, watercolor should have a watery look, like not solid. The lines are not don't have to be perfect. You know, it should look like the paint has moved. Of course, on this paper, it's not going to do that, but I'm just saying in general. Like I have my neighbor painting with watercolor. She's really liking it, but she too, her experience is more in acrylic paint, and she uses the watercolor like acrylic paint. So she's not really getting the watercolor effect. Now, my sister Nancy, my middle sister, she started painting, and she's not really, well, she's self-taught as well, but she just seems to have the knack. But she didn't do anything like with acrylic paint. She started out using watercolor. Her stuff is so much better than mine. She's just got such an eye, and she's just able to capture whatever she's painting, I think. But she uses the paint I think, the way it should be used, watery. What should she say? Yes, exactly, Gail. Gail says if you use it like acrylic paints, you're using too much paint. Yeah, and that's why my friend's always out of paint. Peggy said, I used to love strolling down the aisles of oh, yes. And we used to love going to the Woolworths counter and get a hot dog. That was our big thing. We had a shopping center that had a Pomeroy's in it. And I don't know if that's an East Coast store. I mean, they're not in business anymore, but I'm going to add orange in this moth in these little circles. And we would say, Mom, you want to go to Pomeroy's? Oh, that was one of her favorite stores. Oh, yeah. We'd go to Pomeroy's, shop around there, and then we'd go across the, gosh, what would you call it? It was just like a big sidewalk. Just go across to the other side of the sidewalk in that shopping center. It was like an outdoor mall. Like the stores weren't connected. And we'd go over to the Woolworths, and of course we'd wander around in there, but then we'd end up at the counter and get a hot dog and a Coke or something. Oh my gosh, we love doing that. I definitely need more of a green or blue. I might just use some of that blue straight up. That orange has to dry though. I really blocked that on there. Let's see, his little feet down here are more of a greeny blue. Let's get those across some more of this blue. Of course, these are two different sizes. I have trouble with sizing. You book parakeets and I love the turtles. I always wanted a turtle. I always wanted to find a turtle. Yeah, the one mall over near where we used to live, well, where we owned our townhouse. My husband worked in this mall for years. He worked for Sears. It's like a ghost town, you know? And we went in there before our vacation. We had to do something. We went and picked up our son. And I don't know if it was something to do with our passport. We had to do something, and we had to go over. So we went in to grab something to eat. Even in the food court, it was like, oh, really, Gail? Hi, hon. Yeah, my husband was with Sears for 29 years. But we went over, and the food court, I think there's only two things open. Not even a pizza. There wasn't even a pizza place open. So of course our son didn't eat. We shared a Chinese or a Japanese thing. And then we saw a couple people come through. I was telling you this before with the cotton candy. There's a cotton candy machine there. I'd never seen such a thing. So we went and got, and our son Brian said, Mom, sometimes I come over here, most of the times. And at that time, he was with his girlfriend's kids, wanting to take the boys and get cotton candy, and the machine never worked. So we saw people coming through with it. We thought, oh my gosh, the machine's working. So we went over, and sure enough, we were able to get one. But it was so cool to see that machine working. But yeah, it was like a ghost town. In fact, where the one store was, there's a big church in there now. So my husband went over and talked to them. But yeah, our Macy's has gone. All that's good. It's just life has changed, right? Everything's online. I know, right, Joyce? I can remember when we were first, I guess we were first married, and because he worked in the mall, we were strolling down the mall for something, and there was I guess a K jeweler. Maybe it was a K jeweler. And I always liked pearls. And I was looking in the window and had a beautiful pearl ring in the window. I was just newly married. And I said, "Oh, that's really pretty." And he said, "Well, would you like to have that? Would you like to look at that?" And I said, "No, I don't need it. It's fine." Well, I learned my lesson then. Never say no. Yeah, we didn't have a Dillard's. We had a Penny's. Gosh, I haven't thought about this stuff in a long time. All right, I'm sopping up some of that extra paint so you can get moving here. Well, the heat tool probably dry it up quicker. I've been in a Dillard's, but we didn't have one in our mall. And I love a local mall. For us, it's called the Chamonix Mall, named after Neshabity Creek. And then not too far from us, they opened up Oxford Valley Mall, which was probably 1.5 times the size, had a lot more stores, and then everybody was going there. All right, so let's see. I think I want to use the bigger brush to try to get like a mop kind of a look to it. Maybe I should try to just do a strokes. All right, so I'm adding this blue in where I had that yellowy stuff just to give it a little, knock down some of that blue a little bit. Oh, I never heard of Carson P. Scott either. How about that? The other two I'm familiar with, of course, this J.C. Penney and the Sears. You know, it's where we'd go get our Easter dresses when we were kids. I think this is still probably a little, well, maybe it'll be good. That looks a little better. You guys are probably seeing a little bit of a glare. I just fades. If you can see that any better, this book is heavy. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Montgomery Ward. We had Montgomery Ward, but that was over in Jersey. It was a big treat for us to go over to the Montgomery Ward. Oops. That orange. Okay, let's see if I can, I don't know if I can, take this smaller brush and once it's dry, I'm not sure I'm going to get it to move too much. A little bit. Kind of try to blend this in a little bit so it doesn't look so drastic. Okay, so now yeah, I was gonna do this post almost look like little bat wings to me here. Let's start here. Marshall Fields, I never heard of that either. Our big treat was to go downtown Chicago, says Gail, to the huge Marshall Fields store. It was huge. I don't, it's not a familiar store for me. All right, it's got like little hairy lines coming out of these circles. And then I put a little wavy line in here, and this looks all like a little series of little lines kind of go up and down. Hi, CB. How are you today? I just looked it up. It had 87 acres of get out. Wow. Oh, thanks, CB. And then down here is a bigger chunk of brown. Kind of goes like a triangle. I feel like this brush is working pretty nicely, so maybe I'll try to come in with some black. Okay, so let me put some brown in here. And this kind of goes down to a little point. This, I made this a little pointier than it should be. This should be more round. These little blemishes look kind of hairy. Sometimes I forget I can turn my paint tray to make life easier for me. I forget to do it. Seventh floor. I love the New York City Macy's with the wooden escalator and 7 floors of shoes. Oh my goodness. I remember as a young woman really loving shoes, but I got out of that a long time ago. I used to love buying shoes. I'm just doing whatever here now. Peggy says, my bestie and I would take a train to New York City once a year for a weekend. Ooh. We saw Broadway shows, went to flea markets, and would go to Macy's. You do, Gil? You still love shoes? I mostly run around barefooted. All right, I think this is black. I'm going to just see. Yeah. All right, now, before I put any more on there, I'm going to dry this. Okay, now where's my little pan? Oh, yeah, I had a problem with the flat feet. We had a guy we went to church with who was a podiatrist. And I went and saw him. He's like, Lori, just wear a little tiny heel, like a 3 inch, not 3 inch, like just an inch, just to elevate your heel. And I had that plantar fasciitis, and boy, I haven't suffered with that in a long time. But I still do run around barefooted. Although my slippers, if I throw them on, they have the built-in orthotic kind of a thing, up in your arch. I was thinking I'd like to put some of this, what Janet gave me here. Add a little shimmer. Now, she said this is made with honey. I think I want to use this gold one. Just going to put a little bit on this body. I don't know that you'll really be able to tell. I don't think you can. Maybe once it dries, you'll see a little bit of a shimmer. I love that little tin. Hee hee. Hee hee hee. Okay. Now, I've got to do the brown on this side. On this sketchy side here. I didn't do the brown over here. Hold on. Getting myself all out of whack here. Whoops. See if I can get it going the other way. Get stuff all over. Okay, let's see. Just like making little hash marks, following that kind of little up and down line I made for myself here. Just putting it right on top of each other. And then making them really short as I get towards the edge. And then it's got that wider spot right here. I think that's good enough. Okay, so I was going to come in with a Sharpie pen, which I still might do, but I think I'm going to try the black watercolor to outline and put in my detail lines here. Because I feel like this brush is really cooperating with me. It's working really nice. I'm not using a lot of pressure. So I'm staying up on the point, so I'm getting a nice line. I like to put my pinky down to kind of stable my hand because my hand's not real stable like it used to be. Thanks, Gil. I just gave myself guidelines from when I was trying to, draw from the calendar. And these are a little thinner. Just kind of come down from everywhere. Okay, Gail, thanks for popping in. You take care. It was good to see you. All right, let me go over this. It's not looking so great. I'm going to do this top edge too. I've got to turn it for that though. I have to do this side as well, but let me. The top edge in the picture, this looks smooth, so I'm trying to get that smooth. All right, so then this is, again, like that. Now I got to do it around his head. And I put these silly things on the top of his head, but I'm going to just keep them there. Now I'm going to twirl them all the way around this way. The other thing I think I might like to do is come underneath here and kind of give this more of a definition. Oop, feel a little fur animal at my feet. Now, I was thinking I'd like to do some kind of a background, but nothing's really coming to me at this point. Now, of course, with the watercolor black, it just, as it dries, it's not getting darker, it's getting lighter. So it doesn't look as sharp as when it's wet, you know? Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's see. There's all kinds of little like scratchy type lines like towards the edge of the wings. Where is he? Like here, here, all down in here, here. I'm sure you could definitely do that with a pencil. This is still wet. I really loaded that up with paint. Okay, what can I put behind it? I was going to try to write Luna Moth. Maybe I should do that last. Let's see, what time is it? All right. Ladies, I need to run and have a little tinkle. So I have to take a break for just a few minutes. So if you'll just hang in there with me, I'll come back and I'll do something on the background. Maybe a stamp. Maybe I'll get out a stamp and just do a couple of stamps around, unless somebody has some ideas. Thanks, Peggy. I just was drinking my water. Okay. Oh, that was an emergency. Oh, hi. I always forget how to say your name. Huawei. Did I get it right? Huawei? The moth is wearing it's wearing glasses. You know, I was just thinking, I don't know if I ever tried to scrape. Let me get a little, I don't know if this would really work. Where's my little tester tag? Yeah, it might work. Okay. I'm going to scrape a little and then maybe get out a stamp. Here's some of the colors that I have on my palette here. Of course, it's drying up pretty good, but see, I can re-wet it. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of watercolor. Oh, they make some nice marks. I wonder if Kel went to, oops, what's the name of that beach? I thought of it the other week. Something Cove. It's been really cold up north. She hasn't been going yet. Stamp text, yeah. That's getting a little muddy. Kettle, thanks. Thanks, Wally. Kettle Cove, yes. I don't know why I can't keep that in my head. Oh, I'd love to go to Kettle Cove. Okay. So that gives me a little something, something. Now let me get out my drawing. Goes on. We've got the alphabet and some numbers. I like that one. Maybe I'll do that one. Oh, I like that little circle too. And I can always use Sata. So I was telling you, I'd gone to Joann's and gotten a few things. And I picked up these plastic mats. It's supposed to protect your surface. But I've got this silicone mat under here, this white matte silicone. Well, I was ironing paper and I forgot that the mat wasn't silicone. So glad I bought 3 of them. They were only 99 cents. But I warped my first mat. I'm just thinking it'll be okay. And I'm looking because it's clear. I can look through it. Oh, what a goofball. I'm thinking, why isn't my paper laying flat? Well, because I warped it. Now I'm going to stamp right over top of the wing. Because I like that look. So my youngest sister's son adopted a kitten. So the kitty arrived on Saturday morning. I don't know how old he is. He's bigger than I thought he would be. He's real long. These are people that never have owned a pet. My nephew's been wanting a pet for a while. And so he went off to work. My sister took a nap. They had to be up early to go get the kitten. And they couldn't find it. Her and my brother-in-law couldn't find him. Didn't know where he was. Here he was. He was in the bathroom, got in the tub. Couldn't figure out how to get out. Couldn't figure out how to get out of the tub. She said the boys have to learn to shut the doors. A new adventure. Okay, that doesn't look too terribly bad. Oh no, Joyce, really? I'm afraid my cat might be. Oh, she's a stray that just showed up and. Yeah, he was pouncing and knocking a little ball all around. And when the shelter people they take your crate in their van, and hey, Christine, how are you? And then put the kitten in your crate, and they give you your crate, and then they give you some instructions. And they said the kittens didn't have breakfast, but not to take the kitten out, that it might be a little nervous. So just open the door and don't force it out. The kitten will come out when he's ready and feels comfortable. So they were fixing their, I'm sure they told them, what they're feeding them and how to fix the food, So they're fixing the food, and they didn't want to open the door until they had the food ready. And she said the kitten starts crying. He's wailing. And her son's going, hurry up, Mom, hurry up, Mom. And they thought it would take him a while to come out. But they put his food down, unzipped his little crate. And she said, oh my gosh, he came out and made a beeline for the food. And they took a little video. You can see this cat eating. Oh my gosh, he was starved. He was starved, the poor little thing. I found these in my stash. What if I put a couple of these on? I should have a stick in there to rub them on, but these are rub-ons. They're green. Oh, look, I got different colors. It's just like that's brown. Oh, I could use my bone folder. Could I not? Could I not? I'm going to do all this before I take off my tape. Hopefully my tape will come off easy. Let's see. I like that big flower right there. It's probably dangerous. Wonder if I can get it to come off. See, I buy all this stuff and then I forget I have it. And then I get digging through other things. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Look, there's a little heart there. I'm putting that in the center. So I get these crazy ideas sometimes, ladies. And I was looking online for some place to purchase, I don't know, something. And I came across this gal who was selling off a bunch of her art stuff. And she didn't live that far from me. So I got in my car and away I went. And she sold me these, just a couple of bucks. She had watercolor pencils, and she had a lot of, what else did I get from her? I got a bunch of stuff from her. It wasn't the gal I got the Tim Holtz stuff from, but anyway. Now, years later, I'm using it. Whoops, I got to take it back off. Some of this is missing. I think it'll be all right. I think it'll look okay. Yeah, it'll be all right. It's all right. It's all right, guys. Okay. Now, I thought I pulled out I can use this. This is just a regular zebra pen. And I'm going to put Luna Moth right there. Just because I wanted to. Whoops, there goes my calendar. So now I want to see if my tape's going to come off. Painter's tape. I might have to use my heat tool. Of course, I put it on right before you guys arrived, so it shouldn't give me any trouble, but you just never know. Same with washi tape. All washi tape is not created equal, as I'm sure most of you have realized. Yep, peeling up. It couldn't be on here more than an hour and a half. But right there, I took off the first layer of the paper. I don't know why I wrapped this on here so well. You couldn't do this again if you tried, right? Oh my gosh. Can't get it started. Oh, putting that heat on it works really nicely. All right, so it worked a little bit, but it's not too terribly bad. Like I said, this is not watercolor paper. This is just a Ranger, I think it's Illusions. You know that line they have, um, art book, I guess. I don't even know what they call it. Um, I don't know if anybody was. It's a sale that Debbie Epps and Lindy had um, put together yesterday, but I was there and um, somebody had one of these for sale, but it was this different size that I don't have. Mixed media paper. Thanks, Peggy. Yeah. Hey, there's Laura. Hi, Laura. So, oh, thanks, Amy. Yeah, I think that turned out better than I expected. This was my inspiration, a calendar. So, I'm getting to the point where I might just fussy cut some of these calendar pages now. See, I think I still like to do this guy. So I might fuss around with some more of these. But of course, he's a lot smaller. And I can still feel a little bit of that sticky tape. How about that painter's tape? Oh, look, I just am rubbing it with my fingers and I can get that off. There's a little bit up there too. So I was just saying to Jacqueline the other day, you know how, I don't know, maybe are you guys the same as me? Like if you have a designated journal for arting, or even a regular kind of journal, it's like I don't ever finish one. I don't ever like fill it up. So I have tons of space in this one. I'm at my desk all the time doing stuff. But so would anybody be interested in if we built our own journal and didn't put like a ton of pages in it? And then we did say something in at the beginning of every stream, just a little something. I would love to have a journal that I finish. But I would like to have company doing it. So I might do that. I might think about that. And because like a composition book is too big, it's too many pages. It's like there's like 100 pages in them. I mean, we could take it apart, but we could just build our own. Years ago, I watched. Oh, I'd have to look that up. I watched Tamara Laporte, and she took watercolor paper, cut it to the size she wanted, and then stitched it together, made her own art journal. And that was kind of fun too, and then you could decorate the cover any way you want, stuff like that. We would just use stuff that you have at home, whatever kind of paper you want. And what's Laura doing? Oh, really, Laura? Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, Ireland's on the bucket list for sure for me. I don't think I can get hubs to go anymore, but it was a huge marathon sale. I stayed much longer than I should have. I had to make myself leave. Oh, Laura, she's going to have such a great time. Nice time of year to go, too, huh? Cool. All right, so let me check my time. 1:30. So I'm not too bad. Usually I'm on about 2 hours. Um, Tanya comes on like what, 2:30. I say that every week, I think. 2:30, 2:30. So I still have some time if I wanted to do a little something else. Hmm. I'm trying to think if there's anything I could do that I have handy here. Just like put some stickers. You made yourself not look. I'm too nosy. And you know what else for me? I cannot freaking resist a deal. I bought a couple things I probably shouldn't have, but I did it. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. So let me get this stuff out of the way. You probably can hang a little bit longer, right, guys? Do you ever have those reels? I'm like a reel freak. I love watching these silly reels. And sometimes I get, different ideas and inspiration, of course, from them. So there's these ones now that keep pop. And then after you watch a certain kind, you keep getting, you did, Peggy? You sat on your hands? Oh my gosh, good for you. Yeah, well, there's different ideas that some of these sales give you in addition to, right. Well, I don't need anything. But you see stuff you wouldn't normally see, or stuff you probably shouldn't know about. But then once I know, it's over. It's over for me. It's terrible. Terrible. Anywho, so these reels come up, and these girls on these reels, they've got stickers. They're just like, they're on acetate. They're like see-through. And they have tweezers. The one girl, she's got a metal box. Now, I haven't, yeah, really, exactly, CB. What does need have to do with it? I know. So I haven't bought this yet, but boy, I really want it. It's a little tin, and it's got 2 or 3 different size tweezers in it. And she opens the tin, she gets out the tweezers, and then her stickers are on rolls. I didn't buy that kind. I bought this kind. This was a better deal. Well, I haven't seen the roll kind, I guess. And they just scrape off. They peel off the sticker with the tweezers, and they lay it down, and then they have something that they rub it on with. It's just all very enticing to me. So this is my Meg Journals journal. Peggy, you're funny. Peggy does not have room for a paper clip. Oh my gosh. I wish I could pan my room. If it wasn't so embarrassing, I would try. But yeah, I know. So I took one of these, the Observer's Book of Wildflowers. I gutted it, took the pages out, made myself 3 signatures, and then started to, do some spreads in it. Now, if you know Meg Journals, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't know Meg, you should look her up. Yes, that's what Jacqueline said they're called, the pet stickers. So these aren't, I guess these are a different brand. I guess Pet is the brand. These are supposed to be easy to get off, but they're not super easy to get off. But it is, Laura. Oh, I feel better. I mean, I did do some straightening up, but I haven't worked in this one in a little while. But I make journals. I love her work, and she has several videos, I'm sure, on working in one of these little observers. So I don't know if she glued her pages together or did like what I did, but that's what I did. Made myself 3 signatures, and so maybe I'll just put some stickers on. Now, I really liked what I was doing there with that watercolor and scraping. Now, these pages are not flat. These have a little bit of a sheen to them. They're not a high gloss, but they're a little sheeny. So let's just see. I've got purple, This is more of a woodsy look. This is something else. Butterflies and birds. This is more woodsy. This is some kind of flowers. What? I know we got a bunch more of these. Yellow. Here we go. These are like outlines. Yeah, here, look. This all came like in one pack for one price. So, like, how could I not get it? I want to do that peeling and rubbing them down. See, there's something wrong with me. Girls, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with me. Truly. All right, so let's see. This has got like pink and white. Oh, there's a blank slate. That's nothing on either page. So, all right, so I could pick what I want. Pick what I want. But what do I want? This is the problem. I'm going to just use my watercolor because it's here. I like those pinks, but I need a place to put the paint. So I need this little tray. But my problem, one of my problems, and I know a lot of us have the same type of problems, is that if everything's away and in a space and in a drawer, then I forget I have it. Geez, I forget what's in the refrigerator. How am I supposed to remember what supplies I have? I mean, it's just reality. Then I'm listening to a reel that says tinnitus is like frying your brain. Oh my gosh. My God, I have such tinnitus. All right, I'm painting this on this edge of this. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I'm doing it. Just want to get some color down. Now I think I want some of that orangey color too. I'm going to have to look up the pet stickers. Are they expensive? Does anybody know? Now this is more like a burnt orange I'm adding here. Dripped again. Kind of takes away from the pink, but I like it. Okay, that'll do me. That'll do me. Now, if I make my own book to do my own journal and we journal along with each other and try to just start to finish. Like, I don't want mine this small. If I was saying to Jacqueline, you could get those smaller, well, this isn't too small, but they have like composition books like this is a nice size. But see, look at all these freaking pages. That's too many. Because you got both sides. I want something smaller than that. But maybe that size. That size I think might be good for me. For what's in my brain anyway. All right, so let's see. It's just like oranges. And we've got pink. That doesn't really stand out now. Oh, you guys have a glare. Wait a minute. See if Jane can help me there. I'll work on an angle. Oh, you can see that a little better. Let's see what else we've got. don't know if I want that. Somewhere I have. Oh, I should go get my tweezers. I do have a pair of tweezers. I was hoping I had some. I guess these look orangey. I need a little. Oh, I could have used this. Wait a minute. Let me rinse this off. If I would just take 5 seconds to be organized. Let me put my. This was here. This was here. This was here. This was here. I'm going to let those sit out so they dry before I put the lid back on. I could put my stickers out so we can see what's what. This looks like the colors might be good. Let's see. I tried putting these in a little book that has pouches, but it was too thick. The book was too thick. These also have little things that are supposed to mimic wax, the wax stamps. That's another thing I haven't really gotten into. I've got some of the components, but maybe I'd like a little white brushed on there. What do I have that's near me? Look, I can't pick that up. You can't really see this, can you? Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's see. What is this jazz? Oh, there's my gesso. That's collage medium. That's not really what I want. Hold on. Hold on. I don't think this is the best gesso, but this is what I have. I don't think I'm too good at this either. Some people just scrape it on and it looks Faberuni. Me, not so much. Okay, I like that better. Well, you know what? That really picked up that orange. I don't want that in my jug, in my jar. So I'm going to just waste it. I'm going to waste it. Okay, now that has to dry, of course, or nothing will stick to it. So I'm going to use my heat tool. For those of you that stream, you'll understand. It feels like you just get everything out. And that usually takes me, for whatever reason, a day or two to put things away. Now, my husband picked me up a couple of paint chips. They weren't the kind that I wanted, but one would really look good on this page, and I did put those somewhere, and I don't remember where. But it would look nice to have a piece of paper or something underneath here, like little swatches. So what do I have? What else do I have? Sitting here near me that I can grab and destroy. Nothing like grabbing and destroying. Look at this, huh? Perfect. Hi, Lamont. Nice to see you. Thank you. It's a crazy color for me, but I have been enjoying them. All right, let's see. Got my little inker here. Not saving the little bits. Not saving the little bits. Making myself throw stuff out. I need my uh, vintage photo. All right, that might look good there. And then maybe I'll take a little. I like when things are torn, like when it have like an angle. I probably should do it this way, like long ways down the one side of the page. I don't cut so straight, but that might work. Make it wider here, and then skinning up to a skinning. Well, it's not too bad. I've been putting stuff in my Amazon wish list, and that's where my daughter goes to buy me. She wants to buy me a little something. So maybe I could put the pet stickers in there. That might be a good idea. Feels really thick. I'm not sure why. I still feel like it needs something. Hi, Brenda. How you be? Okay, let's see what else I have just sitting here. How about a book page on a book page? No, not feeling that. Not feeling that. Maybe solid. Oh, here's a piece of wallpaper. Okay, CB. Just got to get the phone. Maybe I'll make that not as tall. Hopefully my glue is going to come out of here nice and cooperate. It's so nice to just have things. Ah, yes. I did fill it, so that was good. Just having things that you can just get and grab without having to dig for. Actually, I was looking for something earlier today before my stream started, and I went to the spot where it was supposed to be, and it was actually there. I couldn't believe it. It was like an art miracle. All right, so layering is always fun. So let me get this guy down. Now let's look at some of these. I'm going to cap my glue back up. So I think It's hard to see that well. Oh, here's blue. He's pretty. All right, so can't really see those very well, can you? Can you? Oh, look how cute that is. See, now the pet ones are on, it looks like a washi tape wheel. You just unwind it and then snip what you want. Oh, that's cute. I like that little skinny one. There's two of those. I was thinking something right on there. Now, these are supposed to mimic a wax seal. So one of those might be good on. I was thinking something viney, but oh, this is pretty. Now, supposedly, these you just flick the top and they come undone. It hasn't been that easy for me. I have to use my X-Acto knife to get them apart. Lies, all lies. I really am liking those. Wonder how they'll be. Let me get my little, maybe if I use my little tweezers, it would be easier. Oh, here's another. Yeah, the girls on the reels, they have a little box like this, but it's metal. And you know the sound, they unsnap it. And they go like that with their nails. See? I say to Jacqueline and Kellyanne all the time, or my sisters, what is wrong with me? Oh my goodness. All right, so this one might look cute right here. Now, see on the commercial, not the commercial, like the ad, where to buy these. I got these from Amazon. They just go like this, and it comes apart for them. I got to put the right glasses down. Okay, nobody watch. It's easier if you don't watch. Oh, I think I got it. I feel something sticky. Ooh, 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 there we go. See, they put it down like that. And then they've got it's not like a bone folder like we use, it's some other kind of a bone folder. They just go scrape, 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 scrape. And of course, they have ones that make like little scenes, like little garden gates and things like that. What can I tell you? I am a freak. I really like that one too. Let's see. All these are flowers except that butterflies. Oh, wait a minute. There's birds. Debbie's back. Debbie's back. There's some birds in here. Wait a minute. Let me stay organized. Where's my empty bag? Oh, look. I forgot that was there. I just scared myself. Ooh, Look how shaky my left hand is today. Oh, wait a minute. It's under here. Nope. Oh, pooey. Pooey, pooey. All right, let's just do this. I'm going to stack them all back on here. Static electricity. They're not coming off. And then when you guys are gone, I'll find my little envelope, my little bag, and I'll put them back in there. There she is. She is a Kettle Co. Hi, Kel. I just said a little while ago, I wonder if Kel went to the Cove, and I couldn't remember the name. And was it Huawei? She said, Kel. She knows where you're at. She knows where you're at. How's the weather? All right, I was going to put one of those down there, so I'm going to leave that guy there. Where's those birds? Look, there's birds in one of these. This one. Oh, thanks, Debbie. Beautiful day. Oh, good, Kel. It's kind of overcast here. I might have to come up there and go to Kettle Cove with you, Kel. I'll just invite myself. Oh, look. Don't get in that paint. These babies are slippery. Wait a minute. Do I only have, oh, heavens. Oh, this one's got flowers. Did he too? Oh, he did too. Oh, this one didn't. Can you believe that paint's still wet there? Of course you can. My goodness. That's kind of pretty. Does it stand out enough? Maybe I need something with a little more color, like this one. This one's just the... Let's have a root. Let's rummage a little more. I know, doesn't it, Peggy? Yeah. And her cousin takes a tarp, right? And they've got tables. I don't know if they take a little cooker, but they go for the whole day and they play Yahtzee and then they have a meal, I think. Oh, look, that one's real little. And it just sounds like a wonderful time. Oh, look at him. He's pretty. Oh, he's going the other way. I might put him there. Not liking that so much. Oh, this one's got, it might be overkill. There's one in a nest. I didn't realize these were all mostly, oh, I see. I guess some of the plain, no, they all have birds on them. Ooh, he looks scary. I don't know that I like the blue butterfly. Let's see what else I have. I'm running out of space for all me stickers. This is purplish. That's kind of pretty. Hello. They're going mellow yellow. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. I'm kind of going down the orange road. All right, Kel says you have 2 blankets, 2 umbrellas, a cooler, a table, 2 chairs, and Yahtzee. Woohoo! You should start recording live from Kettle Cove. Oh my gosh, that would be fun, Kel. All right, I kind of like this guy. It's covering up that flower. I can move him down. Down, down. There's my seal I wanted to put on there. I've got paintbrushes galore. These are kind of an outlined kind of a flower, which I think could look good on a solid background, but I already glued that down, so I'm just going to live with that. I might put this up here. Okay, a little after 2, so my time is slipping away. Slipping. I wish we did something regular, like every Sunday it did, like every Sunday in the summer. That's just what Cal and her cousin do. I wish we did that. Or some people do, like every Friday night they get pizza, or they have a game night or something like that. We never did anything like that. I feel deprived. Like you just say you're going to do it, and that's what you do. Anybody that can go goes. Anybody that can't, they just stay home and miss it. Okay. Now I'm going to need some words. Maybe he would look good down there. Maybe I should just put a flower over top of that flower. What did I do with my... Oh, here. Yeah, let me do this flower. Now I got out the tweezers and I didn't use them. I don't know if this is going to help me get this apart. Really? Look, it's in there. I just can't get it apart. Here we go. Oh, here we go. How do they do it on the reel? They're so clever. I gotta lay it down flat, guys. Got a little wrinkle in there. Don't tell. Don't tell anyone. And are you going to cook a meal there, Cal? What did you take? What's in the cooler? Come on. Tell us everything. When Cal visited me, when did you come, Cal? February? We did go down to the beach, but it was cold and windy. We were all bundled up. We didn't last too long. Look, I got to use my tweezers. I'm such a weirdo. All right. Now this guy, he's very purpley, but I don't remember seeing sandwiches. Oh, I love sandwiches. Well, I'm having my root canal tomorrow, guys. Root canal tomorrow, and I'm expecting them to send away my bottom plates to be relined. And put the tooth back in that fell out. So I'm hoping that by tomorrow afternoon I can eat. It'll be a wonderful thing. Okay, I'm just going to put him there. Now, I bought a bunch of digitals. Now, I've been telling you about my digitals. My digitals. And the ones, some of them I bought are just words. So there's my words. Oh, thanks, Peggy. I really don't like the dentist, and I can't think about it until I get there tomorrow. But when they give you that needle up in the roof of your mouth, that's the one that really is a killer. But it has to be done. Has to be done to move forward. Sparkle. We could do a sparkle. I'm not going to spend a lot of time digging through. Over here, I've got an item number. Oh, I like that up there. That might look cute there. Shush him up a little bit. And let's get something over here. I think most of these are pink. Looks like an address. I kind of like that one. Wait a minute, what's this? Oh, this is different. Oh, that's the colors work, but it's very big. Maybe I should rip that. Specimen. Really kind of like that. See, if I'd have found that before I didn't put my flower on, I don't think my flower will lift up. Maybe it will. Let's just see. If I put heat on it, it'll warp it. So I don't want to do that. Look, I only needed to get partly lifted up. Oh, look, I'm taking up the whole. I can trim it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Going to do it. Did you see I have a sale on Etsy now? Oh, no, Deb's got a sale on Etsy. PJ sale until 6/13 or 15% off purchase of 2 or more through June. Okay, great. That's good to know. Yeah, check out Debbie's stuff. She's got some really cool stuff, especially if you're looking for some digitals. Cool. All right, so I'm just going to re-glue that one spot where I pulled up some paper. Now I can trim that. I'll trim that bottom. And this is sparkle, kind of like that. So I'm going to put that on. So this isn't taking me too terribly long. Offset that a little bit off of my scrapbook paper. Give us a little ink on the edge as we wind up today. So this will be it for me. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I'm sure there's things on YouTube later today. Tanya, I would think, is coming on. Mary depends on, I guess, what she's been doing in the yard and how she's feeling. She's been a little under the weather. but she's usually on Sunday evening. And then Monday we start all over again. Did I put him? Yeah, put him down. Okay, this probably could use a little piece of lace, but I don't have anything sitting right here right now. Maybe a little piece of lace or something there, but oh, wait a minute, I could just snip that off. Hold on. Let's steal this lace. Now you don't really see it. I'll put it there. Now that I stole it. So enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. And the next time I see you, which will hopefully be Tuesday evening, I'll have me some teeth. Hi, Leah. So y'all take care, okay? Oh, Deb says Johnny and Danielle and Brooke are having sales this evening. Channel hop style. Oh, that's fun. I love the hops. I love when we used to do the hops. Okay, take care, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.